Not everyone understands the force behind a single split. Not everyone dares to face the roar of steel and the weight of giant timber. But you're about to see it all. Welcome to where the action begins, where wood is torn in the blink of an eye. Welcome to the world of Wood Channel. Cger for 40. A firewood processor working under the sun, where steel meets light and power. Outdoors, beneath the warm morning sun, the Cger for 40 stands at the center of a log yard, glowing in its signature green-orange colors. Around it, freshly cut logs line up in order, waiting. The machine stands firm, a mobile powerhouse designed to handle tons of timber each day. As the operator activates the system, the first log glides into the feed chute. The long chainsaw blade hums, a short screech, then slices clean through the wood with sharp, deliberate precision. The timber splits effortlessly, as if torn apart by a heated steel ribbon, the blade running smooth and steady. Instantly, the cut log shifts into the integrated splitting chamber. A rotating star-shaped wedge spins into action, dividing the log into equal parts like a steel wool slicing pie. The firewood drops cleanly into place, dust rising gently in the golden light. A tall log stands upright, firmly planted within the splitter's core. Gone is the roaring circular saw. Instead, powerful pushes from the machine and a razor-sharp blade take over. The blade, like a cold sword, slices through the wood fibers, cleaving the trunk into multiple slender strips. The once sturdy logs seem to tremble in fear before the relentless power of the blade, as if bowing down to an unbeatable conqueror. In the heart of a cold winter landscape, the bright red Easton-made 48C firewood processor stands out against the pure white snow like a mechanical giant from another realm. Snow covers the yard, the wind bites through the air, but the machine works steadily, powerfully, unfazed by the cold. Massive logs are lifted by the feed deck, and the hydraulic ram forcefully pushes each log into the sharp central splitting wedge. With a clean, crushing motion, the thick log is shattered into neat firewood pieces, while wood chips and vaporize from the cold timber like mist in the frozen air. The Easton-made 48C, built for the toughest, densest logs, performs flawlessly even in sub-zero temperatures. The operator, seated comfortably in the control cabin, moves the levers with precision, while the machine relentlessly cuts, splits, and delivers. The yard echoes with the hum of the engine and the crack of breaking wood, a rhythmic winter symphony of power and precision. Multitech FP2020, a blazing orange machine in the wild, splitting logs tirelessly beneath the open sky. Outdoors, surrounded by scattered timber, the bright orange Multitech FP2020 stands tall like a growling steel beast. All around it, freshly harvested forest stretches out, the scent of pine resin and sawdust drifting on the breeze. The operator stands nearby, hand gripping the hydraulic control lever. He pushes it forward. The saw blade, cold and sharp like a forged battlefield weapon, begins to lower slowly. A massive log rests on the sliding table, exposed under the sky. Then screech. The blade touches the wood, releasing a piercing shriek that echoes through the trees. The log is split cleanly in two, like cardboard under the screaming blade. Instantly, the cut section is fed into the splitting system. A heavy steel wedge comes crashing down, dividing the log into uniform pieces of firewood that fall onto the dusty ground, ready to be loaded onto a waiting truck. No roof overhead, no soundproof walls, just steel, wood, the operator, and the wild. The Multitech FP2020 works like a warrior in the forest, powerful, precise, and relentless. No axe needed. Can a 30-ton kinetic log splitter handle a giant log? The wood splitter roars to life, powered by a gas engine, sending a deep vibration through its heavy steel frame. Once the massive log is set in place, the ram slams forward with explosive force, driving the log hard against the sharp wedge. Each strike tears the wood apart cleanly and powerfully, splitting thick fibers with shocking ease. The operator carefully adjusts the log's position after every split, rotating it, flipping it, aligning it, ensuring that the entire log is reduced to usable firewood. No axe, no backbreaking labor, just 30 tons of kinetic energy and a skilled hand guiding the machine. Even the biggest logs don't stand a chance. On a ground covered in pristine white snow, the Dallin 2054 firewood processor works tirelessly. The circular saw spins like a giant axe, powerfully splitting large logs in half with precision. The halved logs are swiftly pushed onto the conveyor platform, where a worker arranges them neatly for the next stage. However, for logs that are too big and heavy, the operator must hold them back, breaking them down into smaller sections so the machine can handle them more easily. The splitter blade is sharp and forceful but cannot split multiple small pieces at once. Each piece is carefully formed to ensure quality and safety. 2.8-ton mini excavator with black splitter cone splitter. Compact power, big performance. This 2.8-ton mini excavator is equipped with the special black splitter cone splitter, creating a small yet powerful wood splitting machine. The steel cone splitter spins rapidly, using rotational force to penetrate deep and split tough logs in two. Despite its compact size, the excavator operates flexibly in hard-to-reach forest areas, delivering high lifting power and precise control. The mechanical arm smoothly guides the cone drill into the wood trunk, twisting powerfully and dividing the wood into smaller pieces, ready for the next processing step. The black splitter on the mini excavator is the perfect blend of smart mechanical design and modern rotational technology, providing an optimal solution for efficient wood splitting in any terrain. In a quiet corner of the yard, a bright red log splitter stands out under the warm afternoon light. Simple in appearance, yet built for power, it operates with precise, practiced motion. A man stands beside it, hand firmly gripping the control lever, his gaze following the process with calm familiarity. Each log is placed onto the pusher tray. Amidst the busy woodyard, the spalt fix K440 multi roars to life under the steady hand of a man. He expertly maneuvers the control lever, pushing rough logs into the sharp, splitting blade. The logs split evenly, each piece dropping onto a sorting platform, where every chunk is carefully inspected and arranged. From here, smaller pieces move onto a long conveyor, steadily building a neat, growing pile of firewood. Nearby, the log fix posh works in harmony, like a perfect duo, supporting the process continuously to make wood processing faster and more efficient. The sound of engines blends with the falling wood, composing a symphony of power and precision. The deep green super splitter, powered by an 80 HP Ket turbo diesel engine, stands firm in the vast timber yard. This steel warrior is ready to tear through rough logs with unmatched power and durability. The engine roars like a beast in the forest. Under the skilled operator's control, the hydraulic arm moves forcefully, pressing each log against the sharp steel splitter blade. With a powerful push, the wood cracks open, splitting cleanly into uniform firewood pieces. Around it, piles of neatly stacked wood await the next truckload. In this open space, the machine's strength and the seamless cooperation between man and equipment create a scene of efficient, commanding production. The homemade log splitter with a rotating blade is a simple yet effective design. A sharp blade is firmly attached to a powerful rotating shaft, spinning continuously at high speed. Logs are carefully placed beneath the rotating blade. As the shaft spins, the homemade blade repeatedly chops down, each strike a decisive cut, splitting the logs into smaller pieces. The combination of centrifugal force from the rotating shaft and the sharpness of the blade produces an impressive splitting effect. The machine runs continuously, producing a rhythmic clicking sound mixed with the noise of wood being cut, creating a scene both rustic and powerful, a clear demonstration of creativity and resourcefulness in manufacturing.
Okay.
The T190 wood splitter rumbles steadily across the cluttered log yard, its tracks grinding over compacted soil and scattered sawdust. As it approaches each massive log lying on the ground, a steel arm extends like a mechanical claw, lifting the log with force and precision, setting it squarely onto the saw blade's path. Without delay, the saw blade drops sharply, slicing through the trunk with a piercing screech. Instantly, the freshly cut log is pushed into the splitting mechanism. Razor-sharp blades cleave the wood into neat, uniform pieces, clean and swift as if the log offered no resistance. The split pieces tumble to the ground with heavy, echoing thuds, piling into orderly stacks, a testament to the machine's relentless power and unwavering precision. The brute force 14 to 24 wood cutting and splitting machine roars incessantly, blending with the heavy breaths of its operator. Large, rugged logs with thick, cracked bark that seem impossible to conquer are fed one by one into the machine's core. Each sharp cut, like a steel blade, strikes without hesitation, combined with powerful pushes that relentlessly tear through the toughest wood fibers. Occasionally, the machine jams, an alert horn blares, and the worker swiftly intervenes, making adjustments before the machine resumes its relentless assault on stubborn logs. Each log splits and crashes down with a heavy thud, composing a fierce symphony of power and precision, a testament to unyielding endurance and unstoppable force. Two-man wood splitting, precision in motion. At the heart of a busy lumber yard, a rotating shaft with splitter spins like clockwork. Two men, one on each side, stand ready. There's no talking, no shouting, only instinct, timing, and years of shared rhythm. On the left, one man places a thick log into the splitter's cradle. He steps back just as the steel blade lunges forward, slicing the log clean in half with a fierce crack. Wood fibers split like they're being torn by invisible hands. Even before the split wood hits the ground, the man on the right has stepped up. Another log slides into place. The rotating shaft pivots. The blade returns. Another violent, perfect split. And again, log after log. The machine hisses, snaps, and splits, powered by steel, guided by human precision. The rhythm is relentless, the teamwork flawless. In this choreographed dance of timber and iron, man and machine work as one, taming the forest's strength with every strike. The log splitter equipped with a rotating gear system represents a powerful and efficient mechanical design. The pushing shaft is firmly mounted on a large gear wheel, working in perfect harmony with the entire mechanism. As the machine starts, the gears rotate smoothly, producing a steady, robust motion. With each turn of the gear, the pushing shaft forcefully drives large logs against a sharp blade. The blade immediately applies immense pressure, causing the wood to burst apart violently, producing crisp cracking sounds that echo through the space. Each rotation of the gear delivers a decisive push, splitting the logs into uniformly sized pieces. The smaller wood fragments are expelled outward, falling into neat piles beside the machine, ready for transportation or further processing. The sound of meshing gears combined with the rasp of the blade slicing wood forms an industrial symphony full of life, while sunlight filtering through forest leaves illuminates the machine's surface, highlighting every moving part vividly. The entire system operates continuously and cohesively, showcasing a seamless blend of mechanical engineering and raw physical power to efficiently and safely process large, thick logs. Wood splitter, conqueror of difficult logs with a minimum of 25 tons of splitting force. In front of it lies stubborn logs, twisted, knotty, and tough, the kind that defeat ordinary splitters. But the EcoWood splitter doesn't back down. With at least 25 tons of hydraulic force, it delivers each split like a steel hammer from above. A rugged log is placed onto the bed. The hydraulic cylinder descends, slow but unstoppable. When the blade touches wood, crack. The log tears apart as if struck by iron fists. Tough fibers and tangled knots break cleanly into even chunks. No need for noise or speed, just raw, consistent power. The Eco Splitter doesn't just work fast, it tackles what others can't. The Multitech 1620 SS, model year 2012, roars to life like a steel beast awakened. Its powerful hydraulic arm lowers with precision, gripping the heavy log in an iron embrace. In a flash, the circular saw, sharp as a razor, screams through the air and slices the thick log cleanly, without hesitation. Immediately, the cut section is driven into the splitting chamber. Their cross-shaped steel wedges show no mercy. They drive through the wood with brutal force, splitting it in halves, quarters, and more, transforming raw timber into uniform firewood. Each crack resounds like bone snapping, echoing through the workshop, dry, powerful, and unrelenting. It all happens in seconds, precise, relentless, efficient. The Multitech 1620 SS is more than a machine. It is a symbol of mechanical dominance, a purpose-built firewood processor that never stops. The woodbine log splitter hums steadily in the busy lumber yard. The air is filled with a mix of engine sounds and the crisp crack of splitting wood. A man sits beside the machine, calmly operating the hydraulic controls, his eyes fixed on each log that enters the system. Each log is guided onto the splitter's bed, carefully aligned before the steel blade drives down. The wedge slices cleanly through the timber, producing uniform firewood pieces in seconds. Once split, the finished wood falls directly onto the rear conveyor belt, moving along smoothly and without pause. The conveyor extends all the way to the edge of the yard, where a waiting truck stands ready to receive the processed load. One by one, the pieces slide into the truck bed, stacking neatly into a growing pile, a testament to the system's efficiency and precision. In a spacious lumber yard, the Pro 28C log splitter stands firm, ready to take on heavy-duty work with pinpoint accuracy. Its solid frame, powerful hydraulic system, and razor-sharp blade define the strength of this Pro model. The operator gently pulls down the control lever, instantly activating the hydraulic ram, which pushes the log forcefully forward. The long log is driven straight into the fixed steel splitting wedge, and upon contact, the log cracks cleanly, either in half or into quarters, depending on the wedge setup. The machine works rhythmically, with consistent pressure and clean execution, no shaking, no wasted movement. The split pieces fall into a collection zone below, or are pushed aside neatly, forming organized stacks of firewood ready for transport. Tosh Fun RCA 400 Joy, where steel meets timber and technology conquers the resistance of nature. In the middle of a vast wood yard, the Tosh Fun RCA 400 Joy stands as a silent titan, relentless, precise, unstoppable. The deep rumble of hydraulics echoes through the air as its mechanical arm swings into motion, gripping a massive log covered in bark, dust, and history. With effortless might, it lifts the log and lays it into the heart of the machine, perfectly aligned, ready for the next strike. Inside, the wedge begins to move, slowly, deliberately. No rush, no hesitation. It inches forward with the steady rhythm of a machine that knows exactly what it's doing. The sharpened steel presses into the log, and then, crack. A splitting sound tears through the yard. The wood yields, not in surrender, but in defeat. Splinters and sawdust burst into the air, scattering like sparks after an explosion. Beneath the machine, split logs fall into neat piles, the product of a relentless process that never falters. A man stands beside the control station, watching every motion. His hands rest on the levers, calm but firm, guiding the beast with precision born from experience. This is more than a machine. Tosh Fun RCA 400 Joy is the perfect union of human will and mechanical power, where every motion, every cut, is a reminder that with the right tools, even the wildest force of nature can be shaped.